I hope I'm recording. God tell me I'm recording. Okay. Hi, my name is Evelina. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the one book that changed my life. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but it's true. I read this book 12 years ago. Every time somebody asked me for book recommendation, I said it. I had a hard time with this one. I would always recommend this book. So if you're interested, keep on watching. I think it's important for me to give you a disclaimer. If your religion or beliefs are against reincarnation, past lives, life after death, pre-birth planning, spirit guides, angels, and all of these things, maybe this is the moment when you exit this video, because all of these things are going to be mentioned and are part of the book that I'm going to be talking about. I think it's important for me to share with you where I stand when it comes to God and religion. Growing up, I was introduced to more than one religion. At times it was confusing and overwhelming for me. I couldn't understand why can we all believe in the same thing. I've decided that I'm not going to be religious and I'm just going to have my own beliefs. I believe in God is a higher power. I believe in God as a universal energy. I believe we're all part of God and that we are all one. I think that you should treat people nice, with compassion. You should try to help the less fortunate and just try to be a decent human being. Just come from a place of love. I respect anybody's religion. I respect anybody's choice to believe and do whatever they want. I also believe everything is possible unless you have undeniable proof that it's not. Pretty much I'm open to all kinds of information, and if I can apply this to my life, I get the best out of it and I move on. And if I think that something doesn't really align with my life and my beliefs, then I just let the information pass. And now it's time to talk about the book. The book's name is Your Soul's Plan, and I'm gonna place a picture somewhere over here. It's written by Robert Schwartz. I don't have the physical copy with me, but I do have the audible version. I listened to it before I made this video just to see if I can find something new that I haven't noticed before. Every time I listen to this book, it leaves me speechless and makes me realize how every single thing in life happens for exact reason. The book is written by Robert Schwartz. He's an American. He is a hypnotherapist and does past life regression sessions and in between life regression sessions. And when he wrote the book, he worked with 4 different mediums and he taught 10 different stories. This book is so complex, so rich in information that it would be hard for me to compress and tell you everything. That's why I'm gonna be talking only about the things that really impressed me and how they impacted my life. So in the book, he's talking about pre-birth planning. What's the purpose of pre-birth planning? The purpose of pre-birth planning is for your soul to reach a higher level, to learn a lesson in this lifetime, to clear karma. Something that's very interesting and discussed in the book is how deja vu, I don't know if it's called deja vu or deja vu. When you experience deja vu, you're basically remembering your soul's plan. And that made so much sense to me because I've heard people talk about deja vu before as something that you experienced before. It was just a repeated moment that you've been into before. At least that's what I know about it. But when I read the book and they said that, I was like, yes, that makes so much sense, to remember something you already planned. Another reason why I do believe in the pre-birth plan is because ever since I can remember myself, I've always had the sense within me that this life is not just it. It's not the only thing. There's a reason why we're doing everything that we're doing. So I 100% believe in pre-birth planning, and I believe in reincarnation and life after death. And I believe that this is for the reason of our spiritual growth on a soul level. In the book, Robert Schwartz channels the information of the pre-birth plan of each individual and each story through the mediums. And that's how I discovered a lot of information when it comes to different challenges in life, from alcoholism, drug addiction, disabilities, traumatic experiences, and much more. Each story carries one of these aspects. It explains to why these souls chose to experience that and how that experience impacted their life. We have our soul group, and then there's other souls groups. And normally in our soul group are souls that are very close to us, that we've experienced life many times, and they've played different roles. Sometimes that could be your parent, or sometimes that could be your lover or your kid. And sometimes souls that are very close and connected don't get to experience life together for a couple lifetimes, which I thought it was so sad. So we make contracts with these souls in each lifetime. Every soul plays a specific role and it teaches a specific lesson. And sometimes there are more traumatic experiences. And souls from other souls groups you will volunteer to play the negative role in your life. And it comes down to this moment which helped me make peace with a lot of things in my life when it comes to negative experiences. I mentioned in the previous video about my dad and how my biological dad wasn't in my life and how I had a stepdad. And if we have to look at it based upon the book, I've made a contract with these two souls to play these two roles for me in this lifetime to help me grow. So they agreed to play the role of the dad who was not in my life. On the other side, my stepdad who stepped in, and he was the dad for me. And I had completely different challenges coming with that. My biological dad was not in my life, but the most challenges I got from my stepdad. I love my stepdad. He is my dad. I don't call my biological dad dad. To me, the father is the one who took care of me and loved me, cared for me my entire life. And he gave me so much, not only as life lessons, but also he did his best, you know? But it took me time to get there and understand that. I did have some negative experiences with him, and I could have built resentment, which I had. Also, I had resentment to my dad. But now when I know the information that I've taken from this book, it's so much easier for me to understand why this happened and to be thankful for them. It's easy to be the good guy, but it's so much harder to be the bad guy. These situations in which we're challenged and we face difficulties are the one that transform us the most. So this is why, and it's mentioned in the book, it's very important to be grateful for every experience in your life, even the negative ones. So that was life-changing to me. First, the pre-birth plan on its own, and second, the negative role of people in our lives. Another thing that the author is talking about, it was mentioned in the sessions, was how spirit guides communicate with us. When the mediums channel the information, sometimes they connect to angels, sometimes they connect to spirit guides. They give a lot of insights about many different events in our lives. It's kind of like teachings of Abraham, how Esther channels the information and gives a lot of insight to why we're experiencing different things in our lives, and basically how we come to earth to experience the contrast of things, because where the soul comes from, there's always love, there's no time, and there's no contrast. But living on earth, having challenges, going through difficult moments gives us that contrast. Also, it was mentioned that our spirit guides communicate through putting thoughts in our heads, which I can 100% testify for, because in my life, pretty much every single thing that I've discovered or I've found out about that was happening behind my back, or I don't know, or sometimes to come as a danger, I first had a thought in my head. And that's what they're saying. They're saying that the spirit guides give you warnings. They put thoughts in your head, or they kind of reroute you, and it makes so much sense to everything that happens in life that there was no way for me to not believe that and build my beliefs around this. One of the stories was about a woman that lost her child around, I think he was like around 20 years old, also her fiance, and in her pre-birth plan, in her session, the medium was connecting to her spirit guides and her pre-birth plan. They were explaining exactly why this happened and how her lesson in this life was to show people that no matter what, she's still staying compassionate, that you can find the strength to continue living. She was the example of hope, and there are a lot of people like that, including people with disabilities. They have their own challenge and their own plan, and that disability serves their purpose because of previous lifetimes and what they want to learn as an emotion maybe, but they also have chosen to teach others by giving the contrast of what you are blessed with. If you can walk or see and hear, and you see somebody who doesn't, that serves for you to be grateful for what you have. And that's how this book impacted my life, because before I read the book, I had so many questions about life. So many things didn't make sense. But reading the book and learning about the stories of the people, why they chose these challenges, just helped me understand a lot of things. Helped me learn about surrender and how no matter what, everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to happen. Also, there's a very important thing about the book. The pre-birth plan sometimes could be changed after you're already born into this life. And that's very interesting, the way it was described. Sometimes you experience something and you have two choices, two paths to take, either learn from it or not. And then sometimes souls will choose another challenge to actually help them push to get to that growth and that level that they're striving for. And ever since I read this book, I've been so invested in my growth, the reason why things happen to me, what I can learn from it, how I repeat patterns, and what is the lesson that I'm not learning. I want to grow, I want to learn my lesson, and I want to complete whatever my challenges are in this lifetime. Another thing that I found very interesting, the medium was channeling the information. One of the spirit guides said, we all carry parts of each life we've lived. So in this life, I'm not just me, I have parts of the people that I've been before, which blew my mind. Just thinking about how I feel connected to certain cultures. I feel very pulled towards Hinduism, India, and Indian music. I don't know, it makes me feel very emotional and I feel deeply connected to music. I will not be surprised if I was a musician in many lives before. Reminding you how things that are in your life and you don't have an explanation to why you're so pulled towards and feel connected to, now it makes all the sense. That was very interesting to me. And one of the most important things in the book was how we're all one and how important we are to each other and how we're part of each other and how every single thing that we do affects others, even people that we don't know. Everything we do is a mirror to other people and is teachable, and everything that others do is to teach us, and we learn from each other. That's why we're here. And separating each other defeats the purpose of this whole experience. We tend as humans to be more focused on our own problems, on our own struggles, and how we feel about ourselves. But there's a bigger picture. We're all one. And that was the one thing that stood out to me this time when I listened to the book, and I focused on it the most. And while listening to the book and going on about my life, I started to look at people differently. I started to look at people with more compassion. If I'm out in my car driving or in the store or anywhere outside and somebody is doing something ignorant, instead of getting mad, I started looking at them as if that was me, if they were part of me, if they were part of my family, if they were someone I loved and I know. Would I react this way, or I'll have more compassion, more understanding? Actually, I've started to apply this to everybody, and I've heard this before. I don't know where, but I heard this before. Just imagine people as kids. Anybody that comes to you in a negative way, imagine them as a child. You know, they were a child. They went through something. They had negative experiences. Most people are not bitter just to be bitter. It's because of pain that they carry. And so it's very easy to reply on negativity with negativity, but it's much more satisfying and helpful to actually try to help this person and have more compassion for them. And ever since I started doing that, I started feeling so much love for people that I've never met in my life before. And that's where I'm focused on to work with others. It doesn't mean that you have to always make friends with everybody and allow everybody in your life, but just be compassionate, be gentle. I'll be walking down the street and just look at somebody and they smile at me and I smile back, or vice versa. If I'm in the store and I see somebody, sometimes people are just in their heads or in their bad moods, and I'll just say, hi, how are you? Have a good day. And it instantly changes the mood. The energy is so direct and so quick to transform. Is amazing. I hope I gave you enough information for you to be interested and go and read the book. And to end this video, I want to use something, quote what they said in the book. One of the spirit guides said, when you close your heart, you close your heart to healing energy. And that was so deep that I think is the perfect thing to end this video with, because we all go through pains and challenges, and it's not a pleasant feeling. It hurts, but guarding yourself yourself, closing yourself, isolating things from your life just to keep yourself safe does not help you. No matter what, you have to open your heart, feel the pain, feel all the experiences you have, take the best out of it, and let the rest go. Because every bad experience is an opportunity for you to learn something new, to know yourself better, to reach higher level of consciousness. So keep your heart open. I hope you like this video, and I hope you read the book. If you did like this video, like it, subscribe, follow, and please comment and let me know what was the thing that you found interesting and important to you that you can apply in your life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.